Homelessness has reached crisis levels in our country, and different cities deal with it differently. Bartlesville, Oklahoma is 15 months into a unique partnership between the Bartlesville Police Department and a local mental health facility.
Oftentimes we see that this mental health goes hand in hand with the unsheltered.
Often when the police interact with the homeless, someone is in the middle of a crisis with mental health, drugs, or alcohol. Officers do what they can to defuse a situation, but they're not equipped to help the person with their next steps.
It's not illegal for someone to be homeless, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
It shouldn't be. We get complaints about the unsheltered hanging out at the Bartlesville Library all day. Mm-hmm. That's a free place. They have just as much right there as anyone else. Just about weekly, several times a week, we'll take phone calls on the unsheltered in Bartlesville from citizens and forced with questions. Well, why aren't you doing anything about it? And we are, but some people just think we can just make them leave and go away. We have several camps on city property, some of which that we've cleared out multiple times.
In January 2023, the Bartlesville Police Department partnered with Grand Mental Health to create a crisis response team. A veteran police officer is paired with a social worker, and the two patrol together. The team can offer the homeless resources, access to medication, addiction treatment, temporary housing, counseling, or wellness checks.
I think it just really goes to show testament to how progressive some of our leaders have been in trying to be proactive and dealing with a new problem. So I know initially we sent a research team out to Fort Carson, Colorado, and who was implementing a very similar program, and we just kind of modeled it to kind of fit Bartlesville.
In 15 months, the BPD has recorded over 1,800 calls for service. A year ago, in February 2023, the unit came upon Donnie, who, in his own words, had been a raging alcoholic for most of his life. We aren't showing Donnie's face or using his last name as part of the requirements for his recovery program.
Alcohol took everything in my life. I started drinking at 16. I was surprised I'm not dead. There was times I was homeless, and there was times that I needed to just get out of that environment because we were both drinking a lot. And so I ended up homeless. And Officer Compton and Corey, I had known Officer Compton a little bit, but first time I met him, I was walking down the street and they pulled in and they said, "We can get you to detox, we can get you to treatment." And it took me about 2 more weeks because I'd burnt the last bridge. There was no more bridges to burn. If there would have been any more, I might not be sitting here.
Right.
But I was out. People that cared about me didn't want to be around me because it was heartbreaking. People that didn't care about me just didn't want me around. So I'm like, man, I can't do this anymore. Everybody that knew me wanted me to quit drinking, so that made it actually easy.
Right.
And treatment, I was there, like I said, 21 days, and I stayed with my kids for about a week and a half, and then I went into sober living, and I live there today.
It's been a year since Donnie went through rehab, and he says both Officer Compton and Corey continue to check in with him.
If they would have been a week earlier, a week later when they pulled up and when I met Corey, I don't know if I'd be sitting here. Right. It just, like I said, Bartlesville is lucky to have those two doing what they're doing.
Donnie says this program saved his life. Come back tomorrow to hear part 2 on homelessness in Bartlesville, where we learn about a citizen who saw the problem and stepped in to help. I'm Kimberly Jordan, reporting from Bartlesville, Oklahoma.